Have you ever wondered how much money you actually need to quit working someday? Not a guess, but a real number you can trust? In this video, I'm showing you our FIRE number, how we calculated it, and why it gives us the freedom to plan for Coast Fire by 45. Most people look at their expenses and feel totally overwhelmed, but this breakdown will make everything simple. If you've been following our FIRE Journey series, you saw how we went from basically starting at zero to where we are now. But today, this video is all about what comes next, what our actual future looks like once our portfolio can grow on its own without us having to shovel in more money. And here's the twist, it's probably not the number most people expect. Let's jump in. So before we get into our FI number or how we used a Coast Fire calculator, we need to start with the foundation, how we actually live right now. The truth is, we live pretty simply. Not extreme frugality, not deprivation, but very intentional choices that keep our expenses low while still giving us the life we want. Right now, our total spending for the year lands somewhere between $55,000 to $60,000, and that already covers everything our family needs. If you break it down, here's what that really looks like. We barely eat out. I mean barely. Some months we don't even go out once. There are no random drive-through coffee stops, and honestly not a lot of impulse spending. Travel-wise, we usually keep it simple. A few road trips or small getaways here and there, nothing extravagant. Now that our kids are getting older, I absolutely plan on traveling more though. We also drive paid-off cars and plan to keep them for a long time. We've never really been new car every 3 years type people. We're leaning more into minimalism, owning less stuff and focusing on what actually adds value. Of course, expenses for our kids will increase as they grow. Activities, sports, school events, maybe braces, all the fun stuff that adds up. So even though our current spending is $55 to $60K, we're planning for higher expenses in the future. But even with that, the lifestyle that we have right now is one we want to maintain, not cut back from. No redesign, no downgrade, just build on. Before I get into our actual number, let me quickly break down the formula behind FIRE, because once you understand this, everything else makes sense. Most people calculate their FIRE number using something called the 4% rule. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Your FIRE number equals your yearly spending times 25. So if you need $40,000 a year to live your life, your FIRE number is 1 million. If you need $80,000 a year, your number is 2 million. But why 25? Why 4%? The 4% rule comes from a well-known study called the Trinity Study. Researchers looked at almost every market scenario over the last century and found that if you withdraw about 4% of your portfolio each year, your investments historically lasted 30 plus years in the vast majority of scenarios, even through recessions, inflation, and crashes. So the logic is, if your investments can safely pay out 4% per year, then you are financially independent. Now, there are some assumptions built into this rule. It assumes you stay mostly invested in stocks and bonds. It assumes long-term returns average around 7% or more. It assumes your spending stays somewhat stable, and it assumes you don't panic sell when the market dips. For us, we use an 8% average return to project forward. These assumptions won't fit every person perfectly, which is why many people tweak the withdrawal rate a little. Some alternatives people use is a 3.5% rule, which is more conservative. It gives you more buffer for bad markets. Your FIRE number becomes your yearly spending times 29. And there's a 3% rule as well, which is very conservative, typically used by early retirees who want extra safety. Your FIRE number becomes yearly spending times 33. For us, we use the traditional 4% rule because 1, we plan to keep working part-time during Coast Fire, 2, we have a long time horizon, and 3, we prefer flexibility over targeting the perfect number. But if someone wants extra safety, lowering the withdrawal rate is an easy way to add more cushion, especially if you're planning for an extra early retirement. Even though we spend about $55,000 to $60,000 a year today, we know we'll want more later. Kids will be older, life will be busier, travel will be a bigger part of our lives. And we want to leave room for things like helping with cars, weddings, or college, not necessarily paying for everything, but helping where we can. So instead of planning for $60,000 a year, we built our projection around $120,000 per year in future spending. That puts our FIRE number at $120,000 times 25, so $3 million. That's where the number comes from. It's not random. It's not just a big number that sounds good. It's math plus lifestyle planning. So let's talk about Coast FIRE. Coast FIRE means you've saved enough now that your investments will grow to your full FIRE number, even if you stop contributing. They just compound on their own while you work enough to cover your basic expenses. No withdrawals, no stressing over the market, no feeling trapped by a job you don't want to stay in. Just coasting. A little side note, because people often mix up Coast FIRE and Barista FIRE. Barista FIRE, you don't quite have enough to withdraw your living expenses. So you withdraw a smaller amount from your investments and work part-time to make up the rest. Coast FIRE, you don't touch your investments at all. You only work to pay for today's expenses while your portfolio grows into your full retirement number. For us, Coast FIRE fits perfectly because we want the feeling of freedom before 45, not at 65. Why we chose $3 million as our FI number? We're not interested in scraping by. We're not trying to hit the bare minimum. We're not trying to aim for just enough. We want space, freedom, flexibility, and the ability to spend money without overthinking every decision. Yes, we live in a mid-cost area, not high cost like San Francisco, not super cheap either, just normal. Our starter home from 2009 has basically become our forever home. It's not our dream house, but it doesn't have to be. We're naturally frugal people, my husband even more than me, but the older we get, the clearer it becomes. Frugality is a tool, not a lifestyle requirement. We want our choices to be based on what we want, not what the math forces us into. And the $3 million target gives us that. It also gives us a buffer for the unpredictable. The market being slow in certain years, unexpected medical issues, bigger kid expenses, or the desire to upgrade something in our lives without guilt. So yes, a smaller goal number could technically work, but our FIRE number revealed itself to be $3 million because that's what gives us peace of mind, not just permission. So let's talk about our Coast FIRE plan. Let's talk about how we actually get there. The plan that takes us from where we are today to that $3 million target by age 45. At the end of 2024, our investment accounts totaled $944,000. And every year we're stacking more onto that foundation. Here's our plan going forward towards 45. Maxing out both Roth IRAs, maxing out our HSAs, maxing out my husband's 401k, and I will contribute partially to my own 401k, eventually maxing this out. As the kids get older and school schedules stabilize, I'll be increasing my 401k contributions much more. Plus, we want to start building a non-tax advantage brokerage account for even more flexibility. A big lesson for us was realizing just how powerful early investing really is. When we were younger, we thought small amounts didn't matter, like investing $50 or $100 a month wouldn't make any real difference. But that's completely backwards. Early investing is the whole engine behind Coast FIRE. Even tiny contributions in your 20s and 30s can grow into six figures because of compound growth. The biggest lesson I hope you walk away with is the amount you start with doesn't matter nearly as much as the time you give it to grow. What if we don't hit $3 million by 45? Let's be real, plans change, markets move, life surprises you. If we don't reach $3 million right on schedule, honestly, not much changes. It's not a failure, it's just a timeline adjustment. FIRE isn't about perfection, it's not a race, it's not even about quitting your job forever. It's about creating options so you're not trapped. The point is the same. FIRE is about freedom, not an exact dollar amount on a specific birthday. Now here's how you can find your FIRE number in literally 1 minute. First, add up your yearly spending, not monthly, but yearly. Multiply that by 25 to get your FI number. Then tweak it for the life you want later. Maybe more travel, kids, or rising costs. And if you want a quick reality check, drop it into any Coast FIRE calculator and see how close you already are. Some quick takeaways. Know your yearly spending. That's the heart of everything. Build in flexibility because life changes. Use tools like a Coast FIRE calculator to see how powerful compound growth really is. I will link our favorite in the description. Start tracking your spending and savings rate. Most people think they're spending less than they actually are until they track it. Set goals, plan ahead, reduce debt if you can. Increase income if you're able, and start small. Even $50 a month can snowball in a big way. If you don't have kids yet, this is the perfect time to get ahead. If you do have kids already, use them as motivation. At the end of the day, our FIRE number is 3 million. That's what gives us the lifestyle and the freedom we want. But your number will be different, and that's exactly how it should be.